Hey dudes. So, as a leftist, I thought I would share some of the attitudes from the right that really bother me. So, no particular order. First one is the attitude that trickle-down economics works. So, if you're not familiar, trickle-down economics is the concept that giving wealthy tax cuts will trickle down to the rest of the average man. And yeah, to me, obviously, this is kind of a ridiculous belief because wealthy people tend to like to hoard their wealth. Yes, I know there's people giving to charity and whatnot, and they have to pay their workers, but in terms of historically how business has been run in America, it's all about profits. And you can get higher profits when you have the lowest wages you possibly can. I don't think that business owners, especially corporations, people at the top, have traditionally been very generous with how they treat their employees. We've had to have labor regulations and labor unions for a reason. Giving tax cuts to the rich is just helping them get richer. It's not really benefiting the rest of the country. I think it's pretty ridiculous that big corporations that make lots and lots of money, like Amazon and Apple, have barely paid taxes in recent years. That's so much money that this country could be using for beneficial things. When it comes to social welfare programs, many on the right say they don't want their money going towards people that need handouts. They seem to lack a sense of solidarity with their fellow American, and kind of have a, I guess, Ayn Randian sort of attitude. For instance, when it comes to something like socialized healthcare, they say they don't want to pay for other people's medical bills, but then they tend to neglect the fact that if they had this socialized healthcare, they themselves wouldn't have ridiculous medical bills. So the next attitude that bothers me is, I would call, selfish individualism. To me, it seems like a lot of people on the right are stuck on this kind of Protestant work ethic sort of ideal of like an American dream sort of ideal of you just work really hard and you'll be rewarded for your work, that if anyone that's not working hard, that'll just be reflected in their station in life. So when it comes to looking at the problem of poverty in this country, I think this idea of individualism and this idea of just having a strong work ethic makes people on the right not want to do anything about solving poverty in this country. They don't want the government to really interfere with it. They just think it's all on those individuals to just work harder. And I think with that sort of attitude, they miss the point that there's a lot of other factors at play there. There could be systematic problems and economic problems that are holding them back, lack of education, and it's not just a lack of work ethic. So the next attitude that really bothers me is hatred or distrust of immigrants. So America has had a long history with bigotry towards immigrants, and obviously it's a big problem right now with that's how Trump has gained a lot of support and continues to have support by flaming those fires of bigotry. To me, the hatred and not wanting immigrants to come into our country for ridiculous reasons, like they'll bring crime in when crime is mostly committed by citizens of America, and we should be working on ways to fix poverty in this country, instead of distracting ourselves with immigrants. Besides that, and also that they can help stimulate the economy, it's just so un-American to me when this country was founded on immigration. Most Americans, except for like the few Native Americans left in this country, because stupid Europeans, how they were in American history, awful. most of Americans, after I went off on that point, most Americans, including myself, are descendants of immigrants. So to have this idea of have a wall, keep them out, is just so stupid. We're a melting pot. To me, what makes America is immigration. Yeah, so to me, it's very anti-American to be so anti-immigrants. I, of course, don't want open borders, but I do think we should be more welcoming of people coming into our country. So the last one that I'll talk about is religious traditionalism. It's pretty simple. Many on the right shape their feelings about political issues using the framework of their religion, often Christianity. So examples of this are they don't want rights for LGBTQ individuals, or they are anti-abortion. They often love religious pandering. It's not really about what the politician is talking about in terms of policy, but if they hear the politician mention their love of Christianity and God a lot, then they'll definitely be on that politician's side. Bush did that, and Trump, of course, did that. Many may say that Trump isn't a true Christian, but at the same time, there's plenty of evidence for every time him saying Christian stuff, his Christian fans getting all excited over it. So to me, these attitudes from the right of this Ayn Randian, social Darwinian sort of idea of everyone for themselves, our government should barely do anything, is pretty silly and unpatriotic to me. We have lots of Americans that are suffering, and it's ridiculous that our country is supposed to be one of the most powerful in the world, and we have so many poor people, and so many homeless people, and so many children being held back from growing up in poverty and not having good access to good education. And I don't think it's helpful to just keep telling these people to just work harder, when there's a lot of other things that are holding them back, and it's not just their work ethic. So I'm a leftist because I love this country and I want to see it do so much better. That's all I have to say for now, and thank you for watching. Later.